to go?
I just need my mom to hold the camera because I'm on my phone right now, so we can turn the camera around.
Perfect.
So.
All right. Well, let me chat a little bit and you two get set up and then I'll stop sharing. Okay. And then do I just need to make your camera big? I can do that. All right.
Yeah.
So Genius projects, keep in mind that someone wrote to me and said, when are they due? They are due the last 2 weeks of school. Leona is going to share hers today because I thought it would be inspirational and give you some encouragement for how to do it. So what I'm going to do, Leona, is I'm going to spotlight you and I'm going to bring you over to here. So I think this will work.
Mrs. Dumpop, it is not going to be recorded.
Oh, her spotlight won't be? Oh,
Yeah.
You're right. It'll just be small, won't it?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Just tell everybody to pin her.
No,
Yeah,
Leo,
everybody, you should.
I can see her big on my screen.
Big. Yeah,
Okay,
she's big.
good.
Yeah, because I pinked.
Oh, excellent. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put yourselves on mute. And I'm going to turn my camera off just so you don't see me and we can focus on Miss Leona talking to us about circuit boards. Leona, it's yours.
Well, good morning, everyone. For my Genius project, I decided to do research on how to build a printed circuit board. So this is my project. First, so you understand what I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be reading how to build a printed circuit board PCB, also called printed wiring board PWB. So, step 1. The manufacturing shop gives the customer a quote on the price. The customer will upload the data with the blueprint. The job will be submitted to the CAM, Computer Aided Manufacturing, CAD, Computer Aided Drafting. Once the design is approved, it is submitted to PCB and PWB manufacturing shop. Planning and data. The planning department creates a traveler. When it is done, it is submitted to the CAM operator. That's my dad's job. The CAM operator modifies the design. Once the layout is completed, the CAM operator sends it to the direct imaging machine. Step 6. The machine operators use different materials created by planning for the traveler. The traveler, blueprint, and stack-up are the keys to making circuit boards. The job will then go to AOI, Automated Optical Inspection. This department checks for defects in the board. Step 8. The job goes to copper plating. Think of a sandwich. They will use different chemicals. At this point, you will have different sheets of layers. Lamination department. The board will be smashed together. Step 10, drilling department. A circuit board has up to 100 different size holes in which drill bits and laser drills as small as 0.003 MLS. That's the European measurement. Step 11, more chemicals are used to clear any debris in the holes. Step 12, the board/panels are baked like a cake. I forgot to mention that there are multiple images that will be placed on a production board. Step 13, outer layer imaging. This is similar to inner layer imaging. Step 14, more chemicals will be added. Gold, silver, copper, and nickel are used in the circuit board. Solder mask department. Light painting. The board will be colored green, blue, and white. Step 16, the legend/silk screen. The legend is a map of the circuit board's components. A router bit will be used to cut out the circuit board, and the programming department will program. Once it is done, the board is washed. Step 19, testing department. This department checks to make sure the board has good quality and that there is no shorts or opens, because if there is, your device won't work. Step 20, final inspection. This department checks for any final errors. Step 21, shipping department. Like Amazon, the boards will be shipped tightly and safely packaged and shipped all around the world. They are used in the device you are using now. All electronics has a circuit board. Without them, they would not work. So during this COVID-19 pandemic, my dad had to build designs for ventilators. Ventilators are used in a lot of medical supplies, and they use that. This is an email my dad got for ventilators, and they needed to make 706 days, 206 days, and 450 in 7 days. This is a drill sheet. This is a West Tech drill data sheet. They would go here and say which size drill they would need for the different holes in a circuit board. These are all the small steps to a circuit board and all the different names of the machines that are on here. Here's an example of when they would design the circuit board on the front line, Genesis programming thing. Here's another drilling data sheet, and here I have a blueprint of the different steps and the special things that they would need to build a specific circuit board. Now I'm going to read the things I have on my board. So here is, I have different pictures. This is the cam operator room where my dad would work. Here's the filming room, the solder mask department, and here is a circuit board when he was designing a circuit board for the Xbox. And here is a circuit. This circuit board is used in watches. Yes, circuit boards are in watches too. Here are materials used to make circuit boards. The ones I have are drill bits, router bits, and cross sections. Cross sections are used to check for defects in the board. This small white one is a cross section, and these are different sized drill bits. Here is a rejected board. This was a ejected board. It was rejected because it did not work. The green is solder mask. The white is called legend. The gold are surface mounts in which the different components are soldered to the large holes. The smaller holes are called vias. Here, the drills and fab machines are made in Italy. The Genesis is the cam operator's software to automate the circuit board's design. When Arnold Schwarzenegger became the California governor on November 17, 2003, there was a special circuit board made for him, in honor of him. And I have that circuit board right here. This is the board that was made for him.
It's got his face on it.
Yeah. Also, this is the Circuitry Hologram. A portion of this hologram appeared on the January 1993 cover of the Circuitry magazine. Circuitry is basically a play on words, and this is a hologram because my grandpa used to work for this company. The company is actually still operating. Here is an imaging. This is all copper. What they would do is put a page of this blue on here, and they would squish it and put different chemicals to also make the blue solder mask turn into copper as well. This circuit board is used to check blood counts, and a similar board is used in ventilators during this COVID-19 pandemic.
Oh, wow.
And here's the back of it.
Oh, cool.
And this is the Fab Department. This is where they would cut out the different parts of the circuit board that they need for different machines. Here is the drilling department. And here is where they would wash the boards. Here's just a different view of the room there. Here is actually the software. It's a good picture of the software that my dad would use to automate circuit board's design. And this is the shipping department where they would ship the boards. And here is the whole project. And I just wanted to say that circuit boards are in all technology, and on the news and different websites, they would be talking about how important frontline workers are, and doctors, and just firefighters and police officers, but they wouldn't have any of those people without my dad's job, which is making circuit boards, because they are in everything. They're in like war machines, and they're in doctor's supplies and so many things in all technologies, really. So I just wanted to make a statement that they should be more recognized, because camera operators and all the circuit board makers peoples, because they're so important. I learned that when I was making this project, because I think they're so underrated. So I think they should be more recognized. So that's my project on circuit board.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. The circuit board, Leona, that you were holding up, that's with the ventilators, is that an actual ventilator circuit board?
Well, the one that I was showing, this one is used to do blood counts.
Oh.
We didn't have a ventilator one because they were on high demand, so we couldn't get one. But I had this one that the blood would go through this here, and they would tell the blood counts.
Really?
Yeah. And
it's just fascinating. And I love that you put opinion into it as well. And I agree with you. It's a lot of times like when you see, when you go to the movies or when you watch a movie and you see like, Marvel and you see the actors, but at the end, it's that whole list of all the people it took to make it possible. It's the same way with medicine, right? We see the doctors and the nurses and the firefighters, and they do great work. But we forget about the people who create the machinery and the techniques and the scientists, right?
Yeah.
Really excellent. So what is your dad working on a specific circuit board right now?
Well, he makes different kind of circuit boards. He basically designs them and makes the travelers and sets up everything so they can use the machines. So what he does is he uses the Genesis software to design them. And he's at work right now, but we recorded everything.
Different
orders. He gets different orders from different customers all around the world,
right?
Especially for ventilators. They're called hot orders when they need them really fast. So he designs them.
So your dad designs them, and then he sends those designs to a factory, or does his company also do the actual production?
Yeah, his company is called West Tech, and they do everything. They do all the steps.
Wow. And then they ship it off to the people who ordered it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of fascinating. Do you or your mom know how many employees are at your dad's company? Must be a lot of people.
Probably 2,000. Yeah, there's a lot of people working there. I actually met a few of them before.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because if you've got people who are designing like your dad, then there have to be people producing and packaging and shipping and all that, right? Wow.
Yeah,
where's the company?
Drilling, filming. It's in Sunnyvale.
In Sunnyvale? Oh, okay, cool. I see we have some questions, so if you don't mind staying on screen here for a little bit, and I see Anna's hand is up. Thank you, Anna. Did you have a question? Anna? Oh, it showed up to me. Does anyone have a question for Leona on circuit boards? You are more than welcome to ask now because this is her project. No, they look very quiet right now. I think it's 100% fascinating. So I'm curious if after all of this study and learning so much about your dad's work, are you interested in going into that line of work, or has it inspired you to do something else?
I think maybe I will, because I do a lot of things on technology like PowerPoints and all that. So maybe I will. Who knows?
You just haven't decided yet. Oh, I see Tice has his hand up. Tice, did you have a question for Leona?
Yeah.
Go for it.
How long does it take to make a single board?
Circuit board? It depends on different kind of circuit board and how many layers there are, and what's the deadline and how many they need in a specific time. So it can be like 450 in 7 days, or like in 1 day they can make like 100, or in like a week they can make more than that. It just kind of depends on the layers and the money and the different kind of circuit board and how hard it is to make it.
Wow. That's crazy. So that totally makes sense, because it depends on if an order, as you say, is hot, because that would you know, be one that they would do before they did something else, but they don't just make one circuit board for one thing, right? It's in bulk, big numbers, right?
Yeah. Sometimes like they only like for hot jobs they only have like 48 hours to make like 1,000 circuit boards. So,
Seriously?
yeah, that's the hot order, especially like when there was like a hot order for ventilators. It was crazy because they had to make so many ventilator circuit boards, and he had to work weekends sometimes too because they had to call him in to get the orders done.
Yeah, and people don't, I agree with you. People don't realize the hard work people behind the scenes are putting in to make sure that people are getting the equipment they need to stay healthy. Wow,
Yeah.
1,000 in how many days?
48 hours. Sometimes
48
you're just like
hours, 2 days? Wow, and just think about all the people
Sometimes-
having to work so hard. I wonder, are they about the same size as the blood one that you showed us?
I'm not too sure, but it's basically like for example, this would go into a machine, and
Right.
the blood will go into here, and the machine would tell the blood count, and without this, it would just be a piece of junk.
Yeah, exactly right. Same thing with
Basically, circuit boards are the brains of the machine or anything. Without it, even in video games, my dad. See here, I'm gonna turn the camera around,
okay.
and I'm gonna show you. This is when my dad was designing one for the Xbox.
Oh, wow.
Without the circuit board for Xbox, it wouldn't work. It would just be a piece of junk.
Yeah, no, totally true. I mean, we're not going to take them apart to see it, but I see your dad took something apart so you could see it. And it's 100% true. Even if you opened up, let's say those little fobs that your family has for your cars to lock the doors and unlock them, there's a circuit board in there, right?
Yeah, there's a circuit board in pretty much everything. It warms your houses. It gives you water. Very important. And
Very
people don't
true.
really recognize it, so they should.
They should, absolutely. What an excellent genius project. Thank you, and thank your family. That is a wonderful job. I love everything about it. Well done. It's an A+, Miss Leona. Good job. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say, for example, how I made it is basically we went to Home Depot and we got a box. Me and my mom spray painted it white. So that's how we made the. My dad took pictures at his work, and he went to Walmart to print all the pictures out.
Wow.
So, and my grandpa came over to give me the hologram from the circuitry thing, and my dad also got me the circuit board for Arnold. And I searched online how when he was born, like what time he became.
Yeah.
And also all the circuit boards, my dad got it from his job.
Oh, wow.
So they were real circuit boards, and this one was a rejected board because it didn't work.
Yeah, they have to have quality control too, don't they? Of course.
Yeah. So
I didn't even think of that, Leona. So not only do they have to design them and produce them, then they have to have someone test them before they send them out.
Mrs. Dunbar?
Yeah.
Yes.
My dad does.
I hear some. Is that Anna? Anna, go ahead.
My dad does coding stuff.
Oh, that's right. Your dad does coding as well. Oh, maybe you and Leona should talk.
He works for Apple and he's an engineer there.
Cool.
So he does tons of coding stuff. And my brother's actually been making a Discord bot for for the YouTuber Shy Guy.
Of course.
And then he has another friend that's also a YouTuber, and they're actually making a game together, and my brother's doing all the coding stuff, and his friend's making the characters.
Wow.
It's kind of
well,
like
everyone come up. Oh, sorry, Anna, go ahead.
It's kind of like a Five Nights at Freddy's game, except it's Chuck E. Cheese related.
Of course it is.
So my brother's doing all the coding stuff, and his friend.
Well, if it's appropriate, you'll have to share it with us at some point.
But what's
Yeah.
the
If it's appropriate.
And I think it's kind of cool though, because my brother knows the YouTuber Shy Guy and also knows another YouTuber, and he's friends.
Yeah, that is very cool.
So he actually is in a couple streams.
Cool. All right, and I've got another question coming in from Daniel. Daniel?
Yeah, what's the YouTube channel called?
Oh, what's the YouTube channel called, Anna?
For who? Because he has two.
I assume it's Shy Guy, right? Shy guy,
And
probably. Yeah.
then I forget the other person's.
Well, maybe you can find out and let us know. Ladies and gentlemen, I would ask that you come off mute so Leona can hear you applauding. That was outstanding, Leona. Thank you so much for sharing that with us today. I really appreciate it. All right, we've got